Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today I am looking at what I'm going to call Mono Black is Back. I have stylishly named this deck New Deck 279. That is because I was just messing about with Mono Black on ladder and I went 7 wins in a row with this deck. And then decided to make a video on it, and I, was going to think up a snappy title for it or an interesting name, but since I didn't actually intend to turn this into a video, I thought I'd leave it as New Deck 279. It's a very trendy name. I've seen lots of decks with similar names around, so it must be pretty trendy at the moment. On to what I'm doing with the deck. So the reason for building this deck is I wanted to build in Undercity Plunder and Malicious Malfunction into a deck. The reason I want Undercity Plunder is this card was considered broken everywhere when it first came out, and we aren't seeing it at all anymore. You just don't see Undercity Plunder, despite it being a real clear, easy 2-for-1 for 2. So I wanted to build this and see if it's still good, and I wanted to build Malicious Malfunction in because -2/-2 to all creatures is a nice sweeper for mono red. So -2/-2 against mono red is going to kill almost everything they drop apart from the Raijus, or maybe like a kicked adversary or something like that. But anyway, very, very good against that deck. Can't run too many of them because there's some decks where this does nothing, but 2 I think is a good number. What we're running then on top of these cards, 4 of these. So this was the next thing I was thinking. Mono red, a lot of the creatures have 1 toughness. So this has the option of killing something with 1 toughness, but it also has the options to do other things, such as gain us life, which is nice against aggro, or give our creatures +2/+2, which is nice against control. So I think, and given that this spits out a body at the end, I thought we'd give this another go. Life of Toshiro Umezawa. Since the body at the end can tap add black to cast instants or sorceries, what we want is kind of some expensive black instants or sorceries. In comes Invoke Despair and Blood on the Snow. Both very, very good black sorceries, and both pretty on meta at the moment. Board wipes are nice against the life gainy decks. Invoke Despair, always a good card. So then what I've done is build a shell around those. 4 Graveyard Trespasser, because this card is just insane. I mean, giving us life, being hard to remove, being a 3/3 body that gets bigger potentially. I mean, it's just so powerful. 3 Bloodchief Thirst for early game removal. 1 Concealing Curtains. So the first version of this deck I had 1 Shakedown Heavy, and I've changed that to 1 Concealing Curtains just to lower the curve very slightly against red, as you'll see during the video. 3 March of Wretched Sorrow, gains life and removes stuff, and all of our things are black, so not a lot not to like about this card. 2 Shadowheart Sharran Cleric. So obviously in a mono black deck we can only specialise this into black, but the black version of this is pretty nice. So what Sharran does is 1 damage each player each turn. If it's been specialised black, it gains lifelink and becomes a 4/4. In other words, when it deals 1 damage to you, you gain that life back, and you gain the 1 life for damaging the opponent. So in other words, it turns into trade 1 life with the opponent each turn, so you gain 1, they lose 1, which is nice. As well as obviously having lifelink itself. 2 Lolth, because Lolth is very, very good. And 2 Hagra Mauling to top up our land numbers, because we're playing these sorceries. Obviously we're running Snowlands, 4 Hives, and 1 Takenuma. So quite a basic mana base, quite a basic deck really. There's not huge changes on things in the past. Obviously we're running 2 Shadowhearts, which is a slight change, but really what I want to do is retry Undercity Plunder as a card in today's meta and see how we perform really against what's out there. So I'm going to go into Sneeze now. I hope you enjoy it. Alright. Managed to get paired against a nice diamond opponent this time, but doesn't really mean anything. I don't like ever having 2 lands on the play, but we are running 26, is it? 26. So we should be able to draw 1 in 2 turns. Alright. Green. Despair of Sentinel. We won't draw 1 in 1 turn. How about 1 in 2 turns? Don't like this. This could be Bard Glass or something that we struggle to keep up with. Nope. Not yet. Elves. Yuck. Well, the Malicious Malfunction could be useful. As long as we get another black. We haven't got it. Oh man, this is going to be wild. If we draw it, we're golden. If we don't, we are whatever the opposite of... Oh my god. Come on. Gonna have to just chill and not attack, I think. Look at all this. Look at all this. Ouch. At least I keep my memory. Can block the 2/5. We'd like a bit more land, please. Yuck. Okay, there's one. I could invoke, but then I'll die. So we will Trespasser. Regain a little life. Greeters. I think we'll kill the greeters and then put another Trespasser in. Can't attack, but we could invoke next turn, I would say. Probably safe, even if we don't get the land because we've got memory. We got the land, so we will invoke, and that might call the beginning of the end, which we'll attack with both, yeah. None. Up to 8. Opponent down to 1. GG. Just about came through. Be interesting to see, because we would have lost a shit ton of mythic rank if we'd have lost against the Diamond 4 player. Be interesting to see how much we gain. I would guess not a lot. Nice. That malfunction really its place in the deck there. So we gain just under 40 places. Not too bad. Next one. So, yeah, got a mythic opponent this time at least. A Hanky the Danky. That's pretty nice. Got the malfunction in case we're against any racy, horrible things, and then a couple of decent creatures to smooth us out. So Plunder into Trespass is a really nice combo. Ooh, guess they'll have to take the Plunder. That's what I would do anyway. Save myself some cards and deny me a turn 2 play. Unless, of course, they're planning on spitting out lots of tokens or something, then the malfunction could go, but no, taking a 3-drop creature, that is interesting. So you know you're getting plundered. Okay, so Faithful Mending with no blue to play it. So this is Esper something. That's an interesting one to pick up because the ability doesn't need blues, so we can actually use it. I think we'll try and play the heavy first. It's pretty nice. So what happens if we attack? Wandering Emperor, maybe? I have no idea. We have to try anyway. It is indeed a Wandering Emperor. At least we can get rid of that with Invoke Despair. They don't seem to be countering, more removing. Oh, they're an Invoke Despair. I actually didn't see that coming. Can get our Agent of Rafine back with Takenuma, maybe. Yeah, I thought they might be greedy and try and grow the Emperor, which is nice for us, gives us an extra card. We don't often see 3-colour Invoke Despair decks. Probably take Lolth. Yeah. It's the smart move. Diviner of Fates. Nasty. I hope they discard a land. It's a shame. Managed to cram Diviner of Fates and Invoke Despair into the same deck and be able to cast them both by turn 5. It's pretty good. So, if we play this, we can Takenuma. Seems like the best idea. Unfortunately, our opponent's going to have a ton of card advantage now, potentially. Which could be bad. Alright, we'll take a Trespasser, that's nice. So, Blood on the Snow is looking quite nice, isn't it? As long as we don't get countered with something horrible. It's a bit of a fingers crossed moment. No. Blind to Secrecy, god damn it. That's rough. Probably picked that off of discarding the Ray as well to the Diviner last turn. Do you know what? It's looking a little bit rough. We'll do this to remove the agent. They'll get one trigger off of it, or they'll counter this. Or they'll put a counter on the agent. Okay. And we'll try and remove their Fateful Mending. Don't even let us target it, so at least we can use it on a creature instead. Faithful Mending, sorry, not Faithful. Discarded 2 creatures, so they want a creature. Interesting. This creature's their only 3 costing thing. Just thinking about minimising the cards they get off Bind to Secrecy. So they've got 2, 5, 4, so removing the Wandering Emperor would be nice as well. We sack that, otherwise we end up sacking both creatures anyway. It's not looking like a great position for us, is it? Kinda need another Blood on the Snow. I guess we attack, even if they have a counter for this Blood on the Snow, it's over, so we might as well attack, take 1 life, rather than remove the Wandering Emperor. They might think this is a trick and let it through even, you never know. Nope, didn't even double block, they're that confident. Well, the fact that this is sticking, oh, it's on Agent. I was going to say at least it means they've got 1 non-counter, but no, of course it's the Agent. It's a very funky Esper deck, I have to say. Well, not finding any counters in my deck, thankfully. Probably put the Trespasser back and get rid of Diviner. Okay, the fact that that's resolved gives me a small chance. They've still got 5 cards in hand, tile 0, so I'm not liking it, but a few Invoke Despairs later we could be back in it, although 2 are already in the bin. Well, at least we've got nothing to discard. Interesting, plussing the City Stalker. Probably destroy this if we can. They didn't counter the Blood on the Snow, so I suspect that goes through fine. And if they were going to destroy the Trespasser, they probably would have done it before we attacked, unless they've got another Wandering Emperor. They're already 2 out. I guess they could be running 4 and have another one feasibly. No, they just let us attack first for some reason. Well, at least we're getting the cards in their hand down. It's suddenly looking a bit more even. Couldn't quite attack with the Hive as well, sadly. So we got 8 lands. And it effectively needs 5 lands to power this up, so we need 2 more to be able to power up 2 Hives. They also have 8 lands, but they've thrown away a few. Whereas we've thrown away 1. Using my Plunder to get more of my cards. As long as you're not getting Invoke Despairs or Lolths, I don't mind. Why plus that? That's interesting. On 4 loyalty, unusual to plus a Wandering Emperor into no creatures. Let's see what you've got. If we can get them to ditch 2, that's pretty nice. I think I'd rather that than we conjure one of their cards, because I'm not sure what they'll have that we want. I suppose that's pretty good too. Haha, there was an Invoke Despair as well. Cheeky fuckers. Look, is the game turning? That's the question. So, should we just do this for 4 on the Wandering Emperor? I reckon so. I've got the sound bug now, wonderfully. Okay, we can attack. We're on higher life. Our creature's bigger. And we've got man lands and they haven't. And 1 blood token to filter away the next land we draw. So I'm actually feeling a bit better about it despite them having 2 cards in hand. Takenuma. Well, thankfully we have got rid of a whole bunch of their creatures, but they can obviously bring back Wandering Emperor and exile the Connoisseur. Not sure what they're considering here. Oh, plussing this, of course, yeah. Much more sensible. I'm always quick to use the exile when the plus is, yeah. Such a nice little combat trick, isn't it? And now it's looking back strong for them again. I would like an Invoke Despair, please, deck. That is not one. That is also not one. It's a bit of a shame, but got to get through the lands at some point. Get rid of the Emperor. Doubt they're running any more Takenumas. That would be madness in a 3-colour deck, but they could have other ways to bring something back. Okay. Got both of their, well, they're probably running the blue one as well, but still, it's getting a bit madness now. Desperately in need of that Invoke Despair. So we can cast this for 7. Probably do it now on the Wandering Emperor. But they've got 10 damage on the board. It's not looking good. Could be the first loss for this deck. Oh my god, and a Diviner. Blood on the Snow is the only thing that saves us now. And there's only 1 left in the deck. Power of the cards. Worked before. GG. Technically we can survive another turn, right? We take 6, or we take, yeah. Take 6 and block with Hive. I mean, odds aren't great, but I'll take it whilst we can try. Okay, they don't have a destroy, that's interesting. Connoisseur. Blood on the Snow. We've got a second chance. No, GG. It's a shame. First loss on my deck, but I'll keep going with some more recording because we've not seen most of the wins on video. Okay. Alchemy. Not ideal, but it'll do. It's got a plunder. Let's get plunder in. So red-white, probably life gain, which puts Blood in the Snow at a pretty good place. Oh, what? No, Jeskai. Try and run this out. See if we countered. No, 1 in hand, Trespasser, March, and land. Decent, keeps us on 7. Try and run the Trespasser. We've got 1 land, so we're not getting that counter, but then we know they're not running that anyway. Sciences. If they're sciences, we should be able to play our Trespasser this turn, which which is nasty to remove at least. Already up to 5 lands, so Blood on the Snow is looking pretty decent. Remove that, just in case this is like a whatever, Arcane Bombardment deck or anything like that. Cinderclasm. So it's interesting. I think we'll try just bringing back our Trespasser straight away, because this is very hard for them to deal with. If it costs them 2 cards every turn, it's probably a good use of Blood on the Snow. I don't think we're going to have loads of cause to sweep their stuff. It looks like we're playing mostly against spells. That's it, bamboozle them with ward triggers. That's got to be the approach here. Please discard to the top one. Okay, well I suppose we just Lolth here. And after this we can just Lolth and Hive and try and clear some of these spells out as well. This probably, oh no. This could well be an Arcane Bombardment deck combined with Invoke Calamity, I suppose. Get rid of the big score, I think. See if there's still a bombardment thing going down, like I suspect. If there's plenty of stuff we don't mind them casting in here. I would quite like my Trespasser back, which I suppose I can get with Blood on the Snow, but the Hive is doing a pretty good job anyway. Could also be the one that uses this to fling the thing at you. Body of Research deck. Could also be that. I don't know if they can do it. I mean, just in case it's bombardment, I guess we'll take the Calamity, but hard to know. Can use the Takenuma to get back the Trespasser next turn as well, and then we'll really be emptying their graveyard. There's clearly something to do with the graveyard going on here. Yeah, grab the Trespasser. It's unusual, obviously, since Lolth is so good, but we can get rid of both of these. Get him for another 5. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So it's almost definitely wanting to be replaying that out of the graveyard, isn't it? Could also be like signature spells, I guess, as well as Arcane Bombardment, maybe. I don't know. Definitely expecting Arcane Bombardment down at some point soon. But the Glutton is very, very good against this. Hideous Laughter. We've got a surprisingly high number of things on us there. Could just play it twice now at the graveyard. Pretty nasty. We're on 5 cards. Okay. So what have we got? 6. We've probably got lethal. 6, 8. Nice. Just about. So I think clearing out the graveyard enough just about saved us. But yeah, it was a close one. And an interesting deck. I haven't seen that from the opponent. So interesting. The problem with this deck is it requires too much thinking from me, and it's hurting my head already. Might have to go back to some mono red after this because, God, it's pain making me think. But it, it's put me higher than mono red has recently. Speaking of mono red, we'll remove that. That's exactly why we have Thirst in the deck, and then we can remove another one or another one power, one toughness thing. Can't remove that, but we can gain life, so we can negate it. And it stops them playing anything one toughness, or if they play something of one toughness, they lose it. So yeah, they're just not. We can get our Sorin down next turn. Sadly, nothing to do this turn. They've only just got us below 20. Not bad on turn 3 against mono red. Raiju, one of the worst things we can face. We do get a blocker from this though. Although I'm sure there's going to be some removal, since we haven't made them remove anything yet. Let's see if they go after Sorin or not. It'd be nice if they don't have any Molten Impacts or Methods, Enthusiasm or whatever it's called. That would be nice, but I don't think we'll be that lucky. No. There's Method. And an Impact. I guess they'll attack Sorin, yeah. Puts us in a very, very precarious position. Because the Raiju will be a minimum of 5 next turn. So any shock, any other creature, anything basically. Probably a shot to the face. Or that. Yeah. It's annoying because we started with 2 Despairs and we end up with 3, then we never see them. And it's the one deck that it's not brilliant against to draw loads, so sadly just didn't quite get the right draws. I mean, we've got the Thirst against the Tieflings, but oh, it's tough. It is tough, but being able to play a Trespasser or a Shakedown Heavy would have been nice. Alright. T in a man squared. T in a man to the power of 2. T, I don't understand. Okay. I haven't got my turn 1 removal for that, but I have got a malfunction for it later. If you'll just let me get there, please, mono red. Bit nasty, eh? So I think what we'll probably have to do is act like we want to block and put this in the way. Try and get some removal out of them. And then we'll malfunction, we'll block and then we'll malfunction, I think. Or get the removal out of them. Because they'll play the other outcasts, we're going to take 6, but at least we do reset the board now. And then Heavy could, in theory, stabilise this board. Depending on whether they've got another Molten Impact or something. I mean, I could just Mauling the other outcast. And then, that's what I'm going to do. Mauling this, because then I can Heavy and Plunder next turn. So this is the one that still has double team. Obviously they could land and Raiju or Ambergris, yeah, I know about that, but not a lot I could do about that. The thing I don't like about playing this is if they've got any removal, it gets removed. I should have plundered first, They might have thrown away a shock. You never know. That implies that they probably got what they need in hand to win. Yeah, that plus a shock will do it. See if they discard their hand. No, then they must have the shock in hand. Yeah, GG. God, there's 2 losses to mono red now. That puts us all the way back to 518. Interesting. Gonna have to do a bit of thinking. Okay, whilst it's tempting to claim that it's just been unlucky against mono red, because I realised we've got 3 March in the deck as well, which would gain us life and destroy something, which we didn't see at all. I have now lost twice in a row to mono red, so what I've done is make a very small change, which is that I've replaced the Shakedown Heavy with a Concealing Curtains. I think putting a 4 toughness creature down at the start could potentially be what we need to get through those games on the draw against mono red. Not sure. We were on the draw, so it can't be too harsh. You can't win every game, but I don't want to lose multiple times to mono red. It makes me feel bad. And here is the Concealing Curtains. It's just turned up. So I guess we do nothing this turn. Against Esper. Good old Tainted Indulgence. The Herald of Vengeance in the bin. Okay. Diviner of Fates, I think will kill before they get a chance to get anything out of that. I'll probably chuck the blood on the snow. Because then they don't get the trigger off the connive. We will activate the curtains. Anything scary in here for us? Well, Vanishing Verse is pretty scary. Lysel's pretty scary. Got an Assemble from Parts, for God's sake. I'd say Vanishing Verse might be the worst. Against mono black. Should stop them double spelling next turn. Well, I suppose they can bind and assemble. They're probably Lysel, won't they? No, Herald of Vengeance, okay. Let's play this out while we can. We'll have to minus. It's going to be a tough match. They've pretty much got a lot of stuff that we don't like. Going to need those Invoke Despairs in this game. Come on. Give me a break. Obviously we'll try. Oh, it's got Mana Valley 5. Okay. Let's do this. And then pass. And then we can Mauling in their turn. Or if they do that. They discard another Void Rend. Gosh. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to dealing with that, but it's a bit of a blood on the snow target, hopefully, but I have had to exile one of them already. Oh, come on. Fucking Diviner. This card is so broken. Well, there is our blood on the snow. We'll gain life. I'm going to kill the diviner now anyway because just so strong. The problem is they've got a bind and we've got a blood on the snow, so I need them to tap out. Well, that'll make them use their bind. They've actually got the 5 mana values as well. Now, do we block with the memory? Look, you fucking joker. Stop bringing stuff back from the graveyard. Callan. Please just run it out as a creature. Make my day. Okay, I'm assuming that they don't have a counter here, so... Plus Sorin, give them something to deal with. Keep plussing Sorin until we find an answer. Not finding answers. You can't Callan that, but you can grasp that, yeah, of course. I only got 2 in there, okay. So we've got another chance to dig with Sorin, probably. That's pretty nice. Can still march the flyer. Before they draw. Oh no, they don't draw because we made them discard it naturally. Okay. Well, we're getting a tiny smidge of card advantage with Sorin. Obviously have to deal with Tasha, but we've got to find an Invoke Despair somewhere, right? We've not found a single one yet. No, been through 20 cards. We got a creature that they want. Concealing Curtains. Suppose, yeah. They're not gonna, well, they're not going to make me discard. Plus, reveal, yeah, more land, okay. At least we don't have to worry about Tasha anymore, or not for a little while. Come on! What is going on with this land? This is a joke. Now my Sorin's dead as well. I guess I can fetch my Sorin back, but it's not a wonderful feeling. Does give me an extra look for an Invoke Despair though, I suppose. Giving them plenty of time to find a counter spell for that though. The Lolth I guess is better. Nope. So they've still got 2 Callums in the graveyard, so they can get that off now. I mean, what I must have good odds of drawing an Invoke Despair by now. 10%. So we've got 20% chance basically of drawing if we zero Lolth, which I think we will have to. Come on. I guess we can attack Tasha with this. They're going to discard their other card. Oh my god. What is going on? And they get 3 of my creatures. Now we even more need the blood on us now. I mean, they could do 9 damage, 12. They've actually got lethal. It's a bit irrelevant. GG. I just like, if we'd have got a single Invoke Despair there, I don't understand how we didn't run through almost all the deck without getting one. Banshee 27. Fine. I mean, probably not fine, but we'll see. We can get plundering. Plunder this Rakdos. Arcane Bombardment, come on. Didn't you meme me? What is this treasure on Arcane Bombardment deck? Yeah. We would like to kill this thing. And play our curtains. And what we don't want is Arcane Bombardment with any spells in the graveyard. Guess we can make them discard an Arcane Bombardment, possibly. Let's try it. Okay, they're running Grasp. I didn't actually think they would be. That was silly. Go on, play your Bombardment. There we go. Okay, let's see what the spells they've got. Okay, I have to remove that one. For fuck's sake, doorbell. Can't have them playing that every turn. I mean, Duress is actually nice because it gives them a pick of anything in our hand, but we can exile it immediately. And this welcome sound bug is back. Love it. Like I never have enough cards to actually do anything with this. We'll still be exiling it. I'll gain some life for the pleasure of killing off a devil. Okay, so we can exile this burn down the house and then get rid of the bombardment. This eerie like cave dripping since all the other sounds are gone. Oh dear. That's probably a concede once their bombardment's gone with no spells in graveyard. I mean, they may be holding out hope that the Goldspan can do it, but I think it would be unlikely. Good game. Alright, finally back on the win train. Let's do a few more, shall we? Okay, I want to play against mono red and I want to beat it. Is that too much to ask for? It is with that hand. One land is not enough. That looks marginally better. King Alufa. Obscura, okay. So Esper weird stuff if they're running this. Okay, we can plunder. See what they're working with. Ledger Shredder. Here we go. And otherworldly gaze. Thankfully we're playing black, so your toughness is of no relevance to me at the moment. So what we will do is play our Shredder first and then Thirst. I know both will trigger, but theirs is a dead Shredder, ours is not. Ruin Crab as well, hence all the weird lands. Okay, what is going on here? What is going on here? Please don't counter this. Thought a counter would be unlikely given the I don't know what that is. It's just these three cards. Is it just Bant? But they're also playing Cabaretti and Obscura. I mean, I don't really know what's going on here. I'm not sure our opponent knows what's going on here. But they are at 98%. I mean, you get tons of land, but you got no landfall triggers off them. What is the Shredder for? I guess discarding lands? Okay, I dread to think what's coming now, but... yeah, we'll reveal that. we'll throw away the Shadowheart, I think. I'll give you +2 and start swinging, and then see if we can work out what the hell's going on over here. Okay, if they have this, why are they using the thing that gives them all the lands before? I guess they could do it multiple times. Yeah. Keep doing reclamation. But I guess eventually you run out of basics. 6, 8, 11, 14. That's another 10 lands, 30 cards they're going to mill. If they've got 5 more basics, which I'm sure they will. Well, I'm not sure. Because that would put them at 9, 6, 11, 13. 18, 19 basics on top of all these tri-lands. Okay, they've run out. Yeah. I thought they would have to run out sooner or later. I know what. Oh, they just didn't have the colour that yeah, I see. The heck greens. Yeah, we'll give you plus. Thirst that. And we will use that on there. Oh shit. 4 damage to it. Wow, that was very silly. Have they got more Shigekis and reclamations going on? We need a way of getting everything out of their graveyard, which we can do with Trespasser, but there's so many lands in here. Yeah, look, more Shigekis doing the same shit. Yeah, that's 15 more cards. Oh my god. Well, that is an interesting deck. I don't really know what you do about it, to be honest. I don't know what you do about that. Not as mono black anyway, but fun to see. Alright. Let's see if I can actually win some now. I don't know what happened to me last game, but it wasn't pleasant. I don't want it happening again. This is better. Some normal, like, Dimir nonsense. This is what I subscribe for. I guess Trespasser, just to get it in. We can Hagra this next turn. We can afford to take 6 at the moment. Obviously not forever, but we won't have to forever. Connoisseur gets rid of my blood on the snow. And I think we'll kill the Connoisseur so we can attack with Trespasser. Still ahead in life, and we've got 5 power on the board to their 6 now. Not sure the Malfunction is going to be a ton of use against their creatures. Hey. At least we can specialise Shadowheart using the Malfunction. It's probably a good turn next turn. Yeah, bit of classic Graveyard Trespasser hate. Don't mind that. Love to see it. Please don't kill my Shadowheart in response to this. They can't cast down it, so it's only if they're running Grasps as well. No. Good. So because the Shadowheart has lifelink, you actually gain life at the end of each turn. And then also we've got a 4/4 lifelinker, so which we can give +2/+2 to. No, we still don't need to accept that. I guess they could have Invoke Despair. No, their own Trespasser. It's actually not the end of the world. Especially if we draw a land for Lolth. Which we have. So we'll just attack with Shadowheart. Cleric of Braves. Get him for 4. And then play Lolth. It's basically mono black against mono black. I haven't seen any blue things played. And we're on 12, they're on 9. And we've got good blocks against the heavy, and I can chump the Trespasser, or if they're not even attacking Lolth, I'll just let the Trespasser through and kill the heavy. They could have a destroy obviously for one of my spiders, but who cares? Combat trick the spiders every day, all day long. So we've got 6, we've got 8, 9, yeah, we've got lethal on board if they don't do anything about Shadowheart. So we'll see if they do anything about it. If they do, we might have to kill Lolth to create more spiders. If they go to 1, then we pretty much know they're dead. Cast down, okay. We can then we don't have to kill Lolth. And we're on 16 now. Good old Shadowheart. The life gain is real off that card. Throw away land. Attacking feels like a desperation move to me. Could have stood a chance. Well, I suppose not. These have menace. Not even exiling the... Oh, there is no creature. GG. Yeah, that's nice. Got through another basically mono black deck. Play till lose? Okay, well, we'll do play till lose now. And see if I regret doing that. Probably not. Normally lose pretty quickly after I say play till lose, so... See if we draw any more than 2 lands this game. Are you going to keep that land? Nope. Let's plunge. Actually, let's Shadowheart. Sod it. We can plunder next turn in the hope of a land if we have to. Get some damage in with this. Okay, we have to plunder. If someone plunders in desperation like this, I normally double discard just to spite them. Yeah. Is this the same player as last time? I'm not sure. a similar blue-black thing going on with no blue cards. I think it is the same player. It's a bit annoying. I don't want to trade my Trespasser for a heavy, really. Not if I can help it. Fuck off. This is just a matter of them getting to it, though. Annoying. No, you can't have cards. I mean, I did say play to lose, so I do deserve to be land fucked. Guys to regret. Decline. GG. I mean, I'm technically not dead, I suppose. 4, 5. Yeah, we're dead. Oh well, I played to lose. Right, let's check up on how we did. It's not looking great. Okay, just a quick look at the stats of the deck. So, I think it felt like, well, just to start with, why I created this video at all is when I was playing this deck earlier. Show me my... Oh, there we go. I won, what's this, 7 in a row? And I was thinking, this is the deck to make a video of. And then since then, obviously, it's been pretty patchy. But it did get me from 749 at the time to 349. So it seemed like a pretty good deck. Since then, it's taken us all the way back down to 652. Meh. Whatever. Still up on where we started, and I do think there is some potential in this deck. Unfortunately, the things that I tried to make it beat, like Mono Red and Esper, are the things that we seem to be getting beaten by. Now, some of that was bad luck, some wasn't. I am struggling a little bit with exactly what to do to make Mono Black beat Mono Red if this isn't doing it. I potentially would get rid of the Thirsts and add Raise. I might try that. I think we could potentially be a bit top heavy to deal with red, and maybe some more creatures would be better. So I don't know, maybe adding 2 heavies back in or something along those lines. I don't know. I feel like having 3 marches, 4 Life of Toshiro Umezawa should be enough to like stem that early threat, but it doesn't seem to be. The problem with adding more creatures, like that aren't Trespasser, is that they then just use the traumatic prank on you and then smack you with your own creature. So yeah, I don't know. There's probably a little bit of luck involved, a little bit of tweaking involved. Need some more thought, but you know, I think there is a good shell here. We've still got a 65% win rate in Mythic, despite the video appearing worse than that, hence why I bothered showing a bit more detailed stats this time. And we are sort of performing against most of what we're facing. It's just that this stat at the top slightly worries me. So if you've got suggestions for me, please do let me know on how we can improve against these particular matchups. If there's cards I'm overlooking or things I'm not thinking about, they probably do exist, so I would love to hear. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Whether Mono Black is back or not, still the school's out, but you know, we're winning, so it's definitely fun to switch to every now and then. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, for those who got here, and I will see you all next time.